Has Triple H created any new stars? Because we are now in WrestleMania 42, which means he's been in charge for 2 years. And who are his Stone Cold Steve Austins and Hulk Hogan's? We're going to look at about 30 wrestlers today. And I'm going to tell you if I think that Triple H has done a good or bad job creating stars. But first, let's talk about this belt on my shoulder. You see, some people are confused and I want to clarify things. I am going to give away a belt at 20,000 subscribers. I say, if you want the belt on my shoulder, all you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's all true. But here's the thing. I'm not going to give away 10 belts when I hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm going to give away 1 belt. Let's pretend you out there in YouTube land, you are the winner. You then get to pick between this belt or 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 this belt, these belts, this belt, or whatever belt is in here. You get to pick from any of those belts at 20,000 subscribers if you win. But here's the deal. Once we run that contest, the next contest starts. At 30,000 subscribers, I give away another belt. Every 10,000 subscribers on my road to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a belt because I love you people out there. So now let's see who Triple H has created. We're going to start with
Big Dog in the house.
Like I said,
Cody Rhodes. Now, I would argue that this Cody Rhodes is not even a Triple H creation, nor is he a Vince McMahon. The character we see of Cody Rhodes is an AEW creation. Just came over. Music and all. The American Nightmare started over there. But since WrestleMania 40, he's been at the top of the main event scene, 3 title reigns, 2 movies, Street Fighter and Naked Gun, but I don't know. On paper, Cody is a star. But when you compare the star of Cody Rhodes to the star of John Cena, The Rock, then it's like, no, not really. You know, it's like Cody Rhodes is a red dwarf, a dying star at that, if we were to compare them. I would say Cody Rhodes would be a really good B-list top champion, kind of like, you know, a Chris Jericho from back in the day, or a Kurt Angle, you know, guys who could be positioned in the top for a couple months, but not the face of the company. So we'll give Triple H Cody Rhodes, okay? But what about Jey Uso?
Yeet. Hell yeah, I love it. Fire. Internet.
Now, Jey Uso was part of the Bloodline storyline, right? And the Bloodline, I'm not giving Triple H. That's Vince McMahon. It just ended on Triple H's watch. Jey Uso was the right-hand man during the Bloodline, but then Triple H took him, put the rocket ship on him, and tried to, and made him win the Royal Rumble and gave him a world championship run. I would say, though, that Jey Uso is a fail when it comes to star making. Right-hand man Jey Uso was very good and great and three-dimensional, but when Triple H took Jey Uso, he made him into a one-hit wonder of just saying yeet, right? And while for a moment, Jey Uso was the biggest thing in WWE, but the new car smell has worn off, and unless you're actually in the arena to yeet with him, then his character is not really that good when he's only yeeting. At one point, winning the Royal Rumble in the beginning of 2025, then fast forwarding to the end of 2025, where he is now regulated to commercial breaks with his tag team partner / brother, who literally teamed up with them because, in his words, I'm paraphrasing, you are not winning, you are losing, so Big Brother had to step in. Yeah, Jey Uso, not a bigger star under the Triple H regime. Triple H tried, but ultimately was a fail. Damian Priest.
so you throw men around for a living, and you?
Here's a dude who won the world title under Triple H. He must be a bona fide star. Nope, because after that title reign, he pretty much just floundered in a very lackluster feud with Finn Balor, where he proceeded to destroy the Judgment Day almost single-handedly. He got into a feud with Gunther, making Gunther suddenly scared. It's almost like after his world title reign, anything that Damian Priest went into, Triple H tried so hard to get Damian Priest over that it ruined everything he touched. And now he is the tag team champion with R-Truth. Triple H tried really hard, but failed. Damian Priest, honestly, I feel was a bigger deal before Triple H when he was the leader of the Judgment Day and fighting Bad Bunny. Partner in crime, Rhea Ripley.
Mommy! Mommy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What? I'll say Rhea Ripley, I do believe, is a crossover star. Not to the levels of Sable. You might be thinking to yourself, wait, is that a joke? No, I'm not. Sable was actually a huge crossover star. I did not like her involvement in WWE, but I'm not gonna lie, she was a star. She drew bigger ratings than almost anyone, with the exception of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that said, Rhea Ripley, I do feel she's a star. Drake has called her his muse. Now, the internet doesn't really like her. I don't really like her as a character, but whatever the case may be, fine. But I would say, is she a Triple H creation? I think Vince McMahon put a lot of stock in her too. So that's debatable. I will say this, Triple H didn't ruin her. How about that? Triple H didn't ruin her, and he's given her lots and lots of opportunity. I would probably credit her more to Triple H at this point though. Let's talk the Wyatts. The Wyatts had one of the most memorable entrances, reappearances of all time. They literally massacred the entire backstage. And then nothing, literally nothing. And they have been feuding right now, currently in a feud with the MFTs, Solo Sikoa's MFTs, since John Cena and Logan Paul were feuding. For 8 months, the Wyatts have been in a lackluster feud, just going back and forth right now for a lantern, and that's literally about it. Every once in a while, they'll stand across the ring and stare someone down, and that's it. So, the Wyatts, they are not intimidating. They are not nothing. They are just there. So the Wyatts is a fail. Please hear me out. When I say the Wyatts are a fail, I am not saying anything on the wrestlers themselves. I am saying that they are a failure because of the creative that Triple H is in charge of. Liv Morgan, on the other hand,
What? You guys think I'm bad about water?
I will say is a success. With Rhea Ripley, there was the asterisk of, is Rhea Ripley a Vince McMahon creation or a Triple H creation, where she's at right now on the card? But Liv Morgan, I feel, has 100% benefited from Triple H. She did win the title under Vince McMahon. However, she didn't really feel like a top champion. Right now, after 2025, after WrestleMania 40, Liv Morgan has really stepped up, and she feels that she will be forever in the main event. I will give Triple H's creative, Liv Morgan, 100% great job there. What about the Motor City Machine Guns?
It fits perfectly. MCMG, Merry Christmas Machine Guns. Thank you, God.
Motor City Machine Guns had lots. Motor City Machine Guns, total fail. They instantly came into WWE, I think on their third match. They won the tag team titles. So Triple H went all in. He went all in. And at that time, the tag team division on SmackDown was red hot. So, but what have they done lately? They really haven't done nothing. This was a prominent team in the TNA tag team division. I remember them from way back when, and they were amazing and awesome. And they are still amazing and awesome, but their presentation in WWE is boring and lame, and Triple H has, creative has failed them. They are definitely not stars. Hindsight's 2020, but if they have an opportunity to not re-sign and get to AEW, take it. Let's talk Dominik Mysterio, and I'm going to say he is a fail.
Do you like him, sir?
Let's give these a gander. Alright. Can you bring me no whack nuggets now?
And not because he's not awesome and great, it's because I feel he should be bigger. I feel he should be even bigger of a star than he is right now. When he won at WrestleMania and he ran back and the crowd was just exploding because they wanted to cheer Dominik Mysterio. I'm like, boy, howdy, they should have went all in on him. It's like, yeah, he still has his great moments here and there, but like, I don't understand why this guy's not getting more TV time. And we're doing more with him, like Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was always good. In WCW, Eddie Guerrero was just fine. One of the best characters on WCW TV. But in WWE, Vince allowed Eddie Guerrero even more room to grow. And once he had the opportunity to actually get him in that main event scene, well, he did. And Eddie became a bigger star. And that's what I see with Dominik Mysterio. I don't know why this guy's not a bigger star. I'm going to say it's still a fail because he should be bigger. Well, what about Oba Femi or Trick Williams, Javon Evans?
Now more than ever, we do need to coexist.
I'm down for whatever, gang. Hey, look, dog. It is what it is.
Jury's still out. Their characters right now came from NXT. Now, I'll say this. I will count them. I will count them because Triple H oversees NXT, even though that's Shawn Michaels' baby. However, it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. All Triple H has to do is not screw up with these three because they're so good. Off to a great start, but it's too early to credit Triple H with making these stars. Bron Breakker, on the other hand...
Oh, what? You're 47! And you're 40! You guys are 100 years old combined!
He's had plenty of time to make champion, and he hasn't. Bron Breakker had all the upside in the world coming off his NXT run, and honestly, 2 years later, he feels like not much forward movement has happened at all. Now, he is injured, but even before the injury, it was like, I don't know. I mean, he was in main events, but he was losing them. It's almost like Triple H went out of his way to make Bron Breakker not be a star. The MFTs as a whole, that's a fail. But what about Solo? Solo was positioned as a big deal going into WrestleMania 40. He was pretty much the heir to the tribal chiefdom when Roman left. And for about a year, Solo was like the main antagonist of WWE. He was the big bad. But the year after that, he's been pretty much nothing. He's had moments where they allow him to shine, his personality to shine, and it's like, oh, that's the Solo I like to see. And then, poof, gone. I mentioned it earlier. He's been fighting over a lantern for about 8 months now. So, yeah, Solo, they had an opportunity to make this guy the next big deal. For about 1 year they did, and then woo, off a cliff. So Solo Sikoa, unfortunately, no, not big deal. Jacob Fatu, he had one of the best entrances into WWE debuts. He beat up Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes. I'll give Jacob Fatu to Triple H, even though I kind of have a feeling that the Jacob Fatu we see on air is Jacob Fatu's personality. That's how he was in the indies too. So like Triple H just didn't screw him up. That said, okay, fine. You know what? For a moment, he was almost called Caesar Fatu. So, good job letting him keep his name. I'll give Jacob Fatu to Triple H. Another person that Triple H didn't screw up was Danhausen. Danhausen's doing great right now. He's definitely not a Triple H creation, but I will give Triple H credit in letting Danhausen be Danhausen, because if you tried to sanitize Danhausen or make him too corporate, it probably would ruin the act. So kudos Triple H for just standing out of Danhausen's way. I mean, smart too, because otherwise you'd have been cursed. Iyo Sky, success story. She was such a non-success story in WWE before that she was fired. Triple H brought her back, and I'll tell you, even personally speaking, I did not really care for Iyo Sky. I didn't hate her, but I didn't like her. I had the worst thing you could have for a wrestler, apathy. But now I actually do like Iyo Sky, and most of the audience absolutely loves Iyo Sky. So I would say that she is a way bigger deal with Triple H than before Triple H. Carmelo Hayes, nah, I don't think so. I feel like they have really not done anything with Carmelo. I think he he is a guy you could have based your whole mid-card. The whole mid-card division could have been centered around Carmelo Hayes. And heck, who knows? Maybe he could have even got into that main event scene. But, like, I feel we have dropped the ball time and time again with him. He's been on the main roster for 2 years, and his feuds have been this. Best out of 7 with Andrade. That whole feud was like, I wrestle better than you. And then the next feud was what? The Miz. The Miz took him under his wing. The Miz disappeared for 3 months. And then when he comes back, they have a blow-off match on a random SmackDown that most people probably don't remember. And then his only other storyline was, I'm going to win the U.S. title and then literally just have matches. So it wasn't even really a storyline. And then he loses the title weeks before WrestleMania. So, like, we haven't really done much with Carmelo Hayes. I mean, yeah, he's gotten matches here and there, but at the end of the day, we need stories and character development. That's the big thing when it comes to WWE, and we haven't really given it to him. So, unfortunately, I don't feel that Carmelo Hayes is a star under Triple H when he has all the tools that he needs to become one. The guy who beat him, Sami Zayn, definitely in a better spot under Triple H than Vince McMahon. To be fair, Vince did push Sami Zayn a lot. He did push Sami Zayn a lot, but I feel the presentation's a little different and that Sami's like just way stronger. Now, that said, when it comes to his place in the hearts of fans, I don't think Sami's in a better spot. I think fans are kind of sick and tired of Sami Zayn. But when it comes to like accolades and stuff, he is in a better spot. He's kind of like the mid-card Cody Rhodes. You know, the fans are kind of getting sick of the act, but Triple H is still going to give him all the accolades. Kit Wilson, you know, he's doing great right now. It's still a little early to tell. We'll see where Kit Wilson is in a year from now, but if Kit Wilson can be in the exact same spot he is right now in a year, then I'll say he's a success story. He would be a really good, he'd be like a Santino Marella. A Santino Marella's success story. Someone not winning the big top championship, but just someone you fondly remember when you look back and be like, oh yeah, that Kit Wilson, that Santino, that R-Truth. Those were funny guys. Jade Cargill, I feel, has taken a step back under Triple H. When she walked into WWE, she felt like a big deal, a big star, and now she feels like she doesn't even know how to handle a feud. So it's like, okay, so Jade has definitely lost star power under Triple H, even though she's champion. Gunther under Triple H, yeah, I guess you can credit him, but the problem with Gunther is the one that ended all those careers, and now, 3 weeks going into WrestleMania, he's been not part of the build at all, so that's a head scratcher, but at the end of the day, I guess he is going to be, I would constitute him as a star. I think even when Vince was in charge, I bet Gunther was Triple H's project. Chelsea Green, I'll give Triple H her. Her star power is great and amazing. She was fired under Vince McMahon, brought back under Triple H. I think Triple H just stood out of her way and let her go. That's one of the good things about Triple H. Sometimes he can pinpoint really talented people and just get out of their way. And so I'll give him Chelsea Green, even though he pretty much is making her a star by just letting her be a star as opposed to telling her what to do. Grande Americano, that is 100% Triple H. So great job there. That is a great mid-card act. Now, granted, Grande Americano was wrestling, way back in the day, 70s, 80s, 90s, but Triple H had the foresight to bring him back and let him introduce himself to a whole new generation. So I 100% will give credit of the El Grande Americano character, even the OG one. That's a Triple H one. That's a great creation right there. And then the final one. I'm going to give Triple H credit for Naomi. I think that she was great and brilliant. She got pregnant in September, I believe, September, and unfortunately for us fans, but fortunately for her and her family, she had to go and have a baby. So but she had been in WWE for so long, for her to reinvent herself into such a great character, to me that was a star-making character. So I'll give Triple H credit for Naomi. How he got that Naomi to the camera in front of the audience, because she was so brilliant, she was so awesome. Naomi had a star-making year under Triple H, so I'll give him that. All right, those are the stars or not stars that Triple H has made or not made. Boys, girls, in the comments below, let me know if I missed any. Who did I say was a star? Naomi, Liv Morgan, and what, Grande Americano? Those are Triple H's big time stars. All right, boys, all right, girls. You're a star. See ya, bye.